So how are we wanting to do the Nickelodeon? You want to just do pick five?
Yeah, we just pick. Let's pick six. Just pick six, an even number. We'll pick six. One has to be a live action. You got to have one live action, and you
I'm
got
just
to
gonna
have.
have multiple live action.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay.
That's I'm just saying a rule. You got to have one live action and one game show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in one game show. So, all right, let me go to the coin flip app. I don't have a coin by me. Coin flip.
And so, like, as you're getting the coin flip app, as a clarification, that counts like anything that was with guts, right? I mean, not guts, but yeah, well, guts, that channel guts.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Facts. All right.
Gas. That's what it was called.
Yeah, so
Gas.
the show is called Guts.
Yeah.
I was gonna let you get your shit off, yeah. So the show is called Guts, Global Guts, and then there's the TV show's Gas, the channel. So, all right, what you want, heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails. Let's see. Ooh, came up as heads.
All right.
So
We'll
do I want to pick first? Do I want the turn? No, I want the turn. I'll take the L of not getting the top Nickelodeon show to get the two next best.
Oh, well, I mean, like, the one clarification is, like, are we including Avatar in this, or are we saying that?
That's what I was gonna take the L on. I was okay with taking the L on that.
Because, like, yeah, okay, well, then I'll just take Avatar, and you can go ahead.
Okay, all right.
If that's how it's going.
That's what I assumed you were doing.
All right. I didn't know if we were even gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna take it if you weren't.
All right. Well, then that's fine. We'll just take Avatar then.
Okay, so I don't know if you're gonna take this. So the first thing I'm taking is my heart. It's my heart. And see, oh man, I don't even know. God damn it. So, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going back to back. All that Keenan and Kel. I just had to get them. I just had to get Keenan. I didn't know if I took all that, would that mean you took Keenan and Kel? I knew if I took Keenan and Kel, you were definitely going to take all that. So I had to just.
That's true.
I just had to just get them both. Keenan and Kel was the heart, but all that. I mean, the first kid sketch comedy, like that shit was great. Like way above its time. Gave us Drake, Amanda Bell, Jot. Gave us everyone. Literally everyone. Nick Cannon. Like, think about that. Nick Cannon was on fucking all that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I had to get it.
Yeah, all that is one of the greatest kids shows ever, because it took something that was successful in the adult world, a sketch comedy show, and
turned
like, gave it to kids, and but also kept up with the iconic musical guests.
Yeah, always it like had musical guests that kids would love.
Yeah. So it was a top tier program.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I guess moving into me, I would go ahead and, just because we're doing live action stuff, the best live action show that it wasn't all that was the Amanda Show.
Fair,
concept.
Yeah, fair. That was great.
Because of same concept. It was a sketch comedy show. It started people's careers.
Mm-hmm.
And Amanda Bynes was just like, one of the stars of all that, and was able to carry her own show.
Facts.
It was so interesting about it that they had not only sketches that people like relied on and loved, but it also had its own scripted show in it.
I was about to say the
Mady's Point thing.
I was about to say, where Keenan and Kel was a scripted show, like 1000%. Amanda's show was like all that mixed with like her own show inside of it.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, it was weird, bro. But like I fucked with it though. Like Amanda show, top tier. Glad you got that. Like real shit. That's one that I'm glad got drafted because it's up there.
Yeah. The second one I would go ahead and say is I'll just take Drake and Josh too, because it's same difference.
I feel you.
And they kind of carried that middle section from like the Keenan and Kel Amanda show time to what we were talking about with Disney Channel. So like it was the last great live action before Disney picked up. Which credit Disney, they did have good stuff at that point too. But I mean, like Drake and Josh was iconic. You came to school every day to talk quoting Drake and Josh.
That's true.
So,
all right, I gotta go since you have Avatar. I gotta give me an action show. Let me get Danny Phantom with this next pick. Gotta get the Ghost Boy. Like for guys, a lot of cartoons. You get some. So there's some guy cartoons out there on Nickelodeon. I would say well, no, I'd say it was mixed. I would say Disney Channel. Disney Channel had more, I would say, girl-inspired cartoons
and live action.
Where Nick gave us some. And Danny Phantom was one of those. It was great. Loved it. Going Ghost. Loved how they mixed superheroes with fucking Ghostbusters with the little cat that locks them in. So that show was great.
It had good lore.
It had great lore. See, I don't think you're going to take my game show, so I'm not tripping on getting my game show right now. I think I'm going to go for the double animation hit. Oh, damn. All right, so this is my fourth. I'll have 2 picks after this, so I have to really cut down what animated show I wanted. All right. So I got Danny. That's good. All right, F it. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Let me get... Just go with what you had fun with, Lyndon. Let me get Hey Arnold. Next pick. Hey Arnold was great. Football head. I had to do it. I was torn between 2. I didn't know what to do. So let me just get Hey Arnold. Let me lock it in.
Damn.
One of the best.
Yeah. It was one of the only shows when I was growing up that my mom was like, yeah, I'll watch this one with you. It was the only one that
had adult themes. It did.
Had a very adult themes that go over your head. It was one of the better written shows of that time.
I agree. I feel like that was
for
a
me.
big one.
I'm gonna do 2 animated that really kind of hit on high school.
Oh, okay.
I thought that Doug was essentially great. Was able to carry its own animated movie, which I believe is how Rugrats ended up. How Nickelodeon was confident that okay, if Doug the movie can boom, then I think we can do Rugrats, we can do Wild Thornberrys, we can do all that.
Okay.
So Doug was one of the biggest Nick shows that ever was.
I agree.
It was so much so that Disney
bought it. Yeah, facts. Yeah. See, you had me confused when you said you're going high school twice. I thought you were about to take something. I was gonna cry. But then I remembered that's a Disney show.
Okay. What was it gonna be?
I thought you were gonna take Fillmore, and I was gonna just.
Oh, no,
I was gonna cry. I was about to be
middle school.
Did I pick Hey Arnold over Fillmore? But then I was like, oh no, that's Disney. Oh man, all right, go ahead with your pick. I was getting sad.
The other one is As Told by Ginger, which was the first, nice. Which was one of the only animated shows on Teen Nick.
Yeah, it was. That was very much so. That was Degrassi, but animated, bro.
It was it really was animated Degrassi, and I think it was a very defining show for a lot of people growing up, trying to figure out. It's
Question.
A very good screenshot.
So wait, you're counting Teen Nick? You're counting Teen Nick?
I have been. So I mean,
oh my gosh, that just changed my draft, ladies and gentlemen. You did your 2 picks, right?
Yeah.
That just changed my draft. That changed my entire draft. I forgot. So Noggin counts, correct?
I don't know.
Noggin's Teen Nick.
I suppose. Are you talking about the one where Degrassi was on it?
That was Degrassi came on Nick. That just changed my entire draft. It just changed my entire draft. Now I cannot take Fairly Odd Parents in my game show and just sleep it peaceful. And because I'm leaving Rock and Power on the board. But if Teen Nick counts in the, can we just say it doesn't? Can we just say Degrassi doesn't count? Because if Degrassi counted, that should have been a number 1 pick on my behalf. I'm sorry, Degrassi.
I'm talking about the Teen Nick that was Drake and Josh was considered Teen Nick. There was, once it got past 7:00 Central, it was Teen Nick. But I mean, I'm talking about on the normal Nickelodeon channel. I'm telling you, As Told by Ginger was in the Teen Nick section of Nickelodeon before we even had access to that Teen Nick channel. So that's what
okay, Teen Nick, this thing, correct?
Right.
Was on in 2009. Degrassi was on this show. It was. Oh yeah, that changed everything, bro. Changes everything with my draft. I'm gonna take Degrassi now. Late. Degrassi, Next Generation. Oh my gosh. I can sleep great at night knowing that I missed out on Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, because I pulled Degrassi. Now the question is, which game show do I take from you? I'm not taking Legends of the Hidden Temple. I'm just gonna let that be known. Not taking Legends.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna take the one that I wanted to be on most with my family, because I don't think I had an interesting enough person. Like, I would love to take Figure It Out. I also thought the host was kind of cute back in the gap, but I didn't have a good enough skill to be like, hey, let these teen Nickers and these Nick actors figure out what I do. But I love that show. I'm not gonna count Slime Time Live because, you know, Slime Time Live, that's like a game show. It came down to Guts and Double Dare. And I don't know if I'd have did good on Guts. So I'm going with Double Dare 2000, the updated one. Fuck that old school shit that looks trash. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Double Dare 2000. That shit was gas. I wanted to be on it so bad. That's what I'm taking. Finishing the draft with Degrassi, Double Dare, earlier picks, Keenan Kell, all that. Hey Arnold, and Danny Phantom. I feel like I got a good Nick draft.
Yeah, I guess so. I started with avatars, and I had, you know, Doug and As Told by Ginger, Drake and Josh, and Amanda Show. So the last one, and it's just Figure It Out.
Oh, you take it?
That's it.
That's the one,
because
bro. Like, Figure Out was great.
It had, you know, like you said, everyone had a crush on Summer Sanders. That's
her name. Oh, Summer Sanders. She was great.
But she was a great host.
Incredible.
It was like our first ever like kids game show that everyone really got invested in. That was like your Jeopardy, your Wheel of Fortune.
Facts, you know? Yeah. Well, you had to guess what the kid could do.
You had to guess what the kid could do. You had like the blanks. It was funny. Mm-hmm. There was slime.
I love that show.
Seeing people get slimed was hilarious. It was like Nickelodeon did a really good job of like introducing kids to like a kid's reality space.
Yeah, like this is like adults, but like, everything adults like, but kids versions of it. And honestly, exactly. I think for drafting purposes, I could admit you got the better game show. I just think I got the game show the one that I wanted to be. Like, I legitimately begged my mom for her, my brother, my dad to go on Double Dare 2000, but they never wanted to fucking do it. And it was whack. I always was like, we would win. But Figure It Out objectively, I think it's a better game show. I do. I love that show. I love that fucking show.
Yeah, I think objectively it is, but I think everyone kind of has their own favorites, because I think there's people out there who like really like Guts and like
that
really
are probably
like
pissed off we didn't take Legend of the Hidden Temple. I'm just like that. I chose Guts before that one. I'm just keeping it a stack.
And like they're really great shows.
The Aggro Craig.
But like if it's okay for me to be critical about those two shows in terms of like why I would have picked the two that we picked over them, Legends of the Hidden Temple, if you get a wrong episode, it's boring.
Yeah, it is. Facts. You're right.
And it's just frustrating that like these people are so stupid. And like it's not based on anything. Like
it's
not. You know, they could, the producers whenever they want could just like have the dude hop out. So it's just like it you know, and then the questions are so goofy, and you have to like listen to the story, and you're
Mac.
I don't care about any of it.
The fucking Temple Run I hated. Like, at least Guts was real. Guts was real.
Right. Guts was real, and it had an international aspect. It was basically like
Global Guts. Yes, I fucked with Global Guts. I agree. I always was like, let's go Team America, but when like those other teams would beat us, I was like, ugh. Having me as a kid care about my national pride.
Yeah. So yeah, Guts was really cool. The only thing about Guts is that it ended so soon. Like, I wish we could have gotten Guts, and like
we should have got Guts 2000. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It sucks that it was only that generation.
I agree. Now, I will say, I don't think it's a game show now that I'm thinking about it, because when you're saying Nick put us in an adult reality, but the kid version, I think you're 100% right. Slime Time Live was basically TRL.
Yeah, Slime Time Live was TRL.
Like I would have chose Slime Time Live, but that's not a game show. That's TRL.
Figure It Out was your game show. Double Dare was like your family game show. Like
facts.
and like the thing about Figure It Out and Double Dare that was so great was the announcers announcing the prizes.
Yeah.
They're
It made you really want to be on the show.
And little Timmy in the audience is getting a brand new N64 with,
or he gets to go
Donkey
to
Kong.
He gets to go to the Nickelodeon Resort in Universal. Like I would always love that shit.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go and be in the audience so I can get a T-shirt or whatever the hell.
Yeah, facts. God, Figure Out was great. All that shit was great. Yeah. So I will say, if I didn't have the realization of Teen Nick and take Degrassi, I'd have probably taken Fairly Odd Parents. I think it's criminal that Fairly Odd Parents went undrafted. I think it's criminal that SpongeBob went undrafted, even though I wouldn't have chosen SpongeBob, me personally, because I don't like that. I also think people are going to think it's criminal that Zoe 101 didn't get taken.
No, I think people would accept the fact that we took Drake and Josh over Zoe 101.
All right.
Drake and Josh is arguably the best Schneider show.
But also, I think we kind of showed our age a little bit in this show. Like, I think we did, going with like the Amanda Bynes show, Drake and I think me going all that Kenan and Kel just set the precedent of where we are age wise. With you going Amanda Bynes, Drake and Josh, that's the end of our era. All of them came from that section.
I'm sorry, but cartoons are a dime a dozen.
Facts. But Fairly Odd Parents was great.
What Nickelodeon did, creating like a kids network, was unreal. They had news. They had game shows.
I think that's what we really nailed with this draft, is that Nickelodeon did a damn good job of doing, like you said, and I think you nailed it, giving us the adult version, the kid versions of the adult shows. Like I'm just realizing they had me. I was locked. That shit was great.
And like once it got into the SpongeBob era,
it fell off.
It started to fall off.
It fell off. SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd fell the fuck off.
Like all of them good shows in their own right, but like they weren't doing some sort of mold at this point. But that was because TV became more accessible to everyone. So you didn't have to have. So Nickelodeon didn't have to do it all for everyone, because you could watch real Network, game shows,
or you could watch Disney. Like they had to switch up their programming. It sucked. That was the era. You're absolutely right. Because then they switched to the Zoe 101, iCarly, and only playing SpongeBob. Like, what the fuck was that? Talk about a dead era, bro. People would just watch reruns of SpongeBob's that we watched, and then fucking their live action. That shit was, I was long gone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm speaking a little too general, because like, each time in the era there was sprinkled in, because of course Avatar was in the SpongeBob era.
Oh yeah, that got me back for a little bit, for sure. But it wasn't. Nick wasn't my primary at that time. Like, I can't say it was my primary during Avatar. I would switch.
It really was
for Avatar,
because of Avatar that people would watch. Like, the only thing that got me watching Nickelodeon in that time period was Avatar and the crossovers.
Oh, okay.
Like I watched like the Jimmy Timmy.
Yeah, same. The Power Hour. Yeah, facts. But that's it. And like maybe Danny Phantom would pull me every once in a while. It would pull me. But like I was mainly on Cartoon Network watching that gas, or watching live action Fire on Disney. So, Nick had us for that mini era. They did run shit for a minute.
But yeah, so anyone who listens to this podcast, or you can tweet at us about your thoughts, or you can comment if you're listening on YouTube.
Yeah, facts. Let us know. Definitely want to know what the YouTube community in the comments. Yeah, and follow the rules. One live action, one game show. Makes it difficult. You gotta have at least one.
Yeah. So love to see those comments, and we'll probably shout some out if we see some good lists in the next episode.